What if you could hire an assistant that works 24/7, never gets tired, and costs almost nothing? That's exactly what we are building today, a custom AI agent with Claude that handles real business tasks. I will show you my actual working agent and walk you through creating yours from scratch. This isn't a coding tutorial, it is about automating away your job. Picture your entire project timeline or a complete customer history, every document, email, and requirement fitting into a single prompt. That vast memory allows Claude to maintain deep context, making complex, multi-step decisions without losing its place. This means your agent can manage an intricate, end-to-end business process with true coherence. So, while ChatGPT might follow instructions, Claude truly understands them. Its advanced reasoning dissects complex problems into logical steps, evaluating outcomes before it acts. This isn't just about answering, it is about strategic decision-making. For your business agent, this translates to fewer errors and far more reliable automation of critical workflows. But here's the real competitive edge. This superior instruction following builds trust. You are not just automating tasks, you are designing a reliable system. While others struggle with inconsistent outputs, Claude executes with precision, turning fragile workflows into dependable operations. That consistency is what allows you to confidently scale your automation from a simple helper to a core business asset. So when you are building for the enterprise, what's the non-negotiable foundation? It is security and privacy. Claude is architected with these as a first principle, not an afterthought. This means you are building on a bedrock of compliance and data governance from the very first line of instruction. That inherent trust transforms your agent from a clever tool into a serious business system. Forget chatbots. Your AI agent should work while you sleep. Now, a customer inquiry lands at 3 a.m. Instead of chaos, your agent instantly categorizes urgency, topic, and sentiment. What this means is your team wakes to a prioritized action list, not an overwhelming inbox. The key insight is that your business responds faster while you actually disconnect. That's automation with real impact. But you are thinking too small. Content repurposing isn't just about saving time, it is about strategic amplification. What this really means is your core idea can be algorithmically tailored for a newsletter, a social post, and a presentation, each with a different audience in mind. The pattern is clear. One effort now fuels multiple channels, multiplying your reach with zero additional creative labor. Now, the second task is data cleaning and organization, but let's rethink it. This isn't about sorting columns. It's about transforming raw, chaotic data into a trusted, single source of truth. What this means is your agent can enforce standards, catch human error, and feed that clean data into other systems, turning a tedious chore into a pillar of reliable decision-making. But what about creating new content from scratch? That's the third perfect task. The key insight is moving your agent from processor to creator. Imagine briefing it once and receiving drafts, emails, or reports that match your voice. You are not just automating replies, you are building a scalable, intelligent content partner that amplifies your reach and saves your most valuable creative energy. 3 hours daily, automated in 20 minutes, stop building toys, start building agents. First, open Anthropic's console. This is your launchpad. Your API key is the secret passcode that unlocks Claude's intelligence for your agent. Guard it closely. What this means is you are shifting from theory to execution, embedding real cognitive power into a system that will work autonomously. The key insight is that control starts here. Think of the system prompt as writing the character's soul for a mission. You are not just giving instructions, you are defining its personality, expertise, and ethical boundaries. This single block of text becomes its core operating system. The pattern clearly indicates that specificity here determines whether you get a generic tool or a true business partner. Right now, you face your agent's most dangerous trap: inconsistency. Temperature and token limits are your control dials. Low temperature locks in precision for business tasks, while proper token limits prevent costly, runaway responses. Set these wrong, and your reliable agent becomes unpredictable. The key insight is that these technical settings are your final guardrails for trustworthy automation. Ever feel overwhelmed by the idea of building an agent from scratch? What if you could have a working, automated template ready to launch in under 5 minutes? Let's move from theoretical dials to a tangible agent. This is about constructing a real, functional tool you can immediately apply to your own workflows. Forget coding. This breaks every rule about AI automation. Think beyond a simple job title. You are fundamentally shaping how Claude perceives its world and reacts. Are they a meticulous auditor who questions every detail, or a creative strategist who sees patterns others miss? This internal persona becomes the filter for every decision, ensuring your agent does not just act, it thinks with expert-level judgment. Now, the second layer, task breakdown. This is how you ensure reliability. Claude does not get overwhelmed by grand objectives. Instead, you architect a clear sequence of small, logical steps. What this means is you are building a predictable workflow, where each action directly leads to the next, eliminating confusion and guaranteeing your agent executes complex tasks with precision. Output formatting is your delivery mechanism. This isn't about getting a raw block of text. It is about structuring the final result so it can be immediately acted upon, whether that's just so for a system, a clean summary for a human, or a template email. The key insight is that a perfect answer is useless if it's trapped in the wrong format. But what about when your agent hits a wall? It cannot always know. So you must build a trapdoor, explicit instructions for confusion. If data is missing, what's the backup? If a query is unclear, how should it ask? This safety net isn't an afterthought. It is what makes your agent trustworthy in the real world. Think 3 hours of daily work just vanished. Now, that's powerful. But here's the real game changer: connecting your agent to the tools you use every day. Using platforms like Zapier or Make, you bridge the gap. This means your AI can now pull data, trigger actions, and update records directly inside your real business systems. The automation just went from a clever script to a core team member. Think about it. Instead of just analyzing data, your agent actively updates it. It reads customer requests from a sheet, processes them, and writes decisions back. The insight is direct action, not just passive reporting. Your AI transitions from a consultant giving advice to an operator executing tasks inside your actual workflow. Now, email isn't about broadcasting messages. That's superficial automation. The true leverage is using your agent to intercept inbound communication, understand intent, and trigger precise workflows before a human even notices. This transforms a passive inbox into an active command center, where the AI makes operational decisions based on the content it reads. While email turns your inbox into a command center, Slack connects your agent directly to the team's nerve center. Here, the real power is instantaneous, contextual alerting. The agent's insights do not just land in a silo, they trigger immediate, informed conversations and actions right where the work happens, turning analysis into collective momentum. Forget everything you've heard about AI being slow to build. The key insight is to design test cases that mirror messy reality. Do not test only the perfect user query. Instead, intentionally create incomplete, ambiguous, or even conflicting requests. This is how you stress test your agent's reasoning and ensure it will handle unpredictable human interactions robustly before you ever let it run autonomously on real tasks. Here's the trap: you cannot see into the agent's mind after it is live. Without setting up simple, measurable checkpoints now, you will have no warning when it starts failing silently. Track one clear metric like decision accuracy on key tasks, or you are deploying a black box that could damage operations without you ever knowing. That moment you realize your agent is confidently wrong is a gut check. That's your signal to dissect the failure. Was it the prompt, the data, or a missing rule? You refine, not by guessing, but by creating a targeted feedback loop that directly patches that specific breakdown. Every mistake becomes a deliberate improvement. Now, edge cases are the system's breaking point, not yours. You do not just set up a fallback, you orchestrate a deliberate takeover. The moment your core logic fails, a precisely designed, deterministic procedure activates. This isn't a safety net, it is your command for when the agent must step aside so controlled, predictable action can execute. Stop wasting hours on AI, real automation takes 20 minutes. Now, imagine your first successful agent not as the end, but as the blueprint. The true power unlocks when you architect specialized agents for sales, support, and operations. This creates a coordinated automation army where each unit executes its unique mission, transforming isolated efficiency into a complete business intelligence network. Think of your first agent as the commander. Now, it delegates specific missions to specialized units, a sales scout, a support medic, an OPS engineer. This chain of command creates a resilient, self-managing system. A single request flows through the entire army, with each unit adding its expertise to deliver a complete strategic outcome. Here's where simple tools become a strategic liability. Manually juggling a dozen agents is chaotic and brittle. The real power lies in orchestrating them as a unified force. Your commander agent must intelligently route tasks, manage state, and handle failures. Automating this coordination is what transforms isolated scripts into a true automation army. Think of measuring ROI not as a final report, but as your strategic fuel. Every interaction your army handles, its cost, the time saved, the error it prevented, feeds a data engine. This isn't about justifying a past expense, it's about dynamically proving where to deploy your next battalion for maximum impact. Claude's architecture makes it ideal for reliable business automation. Start with one simple task, and expand as you gain confidence. The right prompt structure is more important than complex coding. Pick one repetitive task in your business this week and build your first agent to handle it.